My name is Lonnie Ray Atkinson, and this is another installment of Unsafe Words. Alright, y'all. So, in this installment of Unsafe Words, I want to talk about abortion, specifically the self-described pro-life movement. Now, I know I'm not going to change any minds on this complex issue in the span of a comedy routine, but what I would like us all to agree on by the end of this video is that it's not really pro-life, it's pro-soul. Let me say that again. It's not really pro-life, it's pro-soul. Because see, while you tinker over whether or not God wants a 15-year-old to keep that rape pregnancy, we extinguish the life of all manner of God's creatures just to add a little flavor to our broth. Seriously, how are women's clinics on the pro-life radar, but not Red Lobster or Longhorn Steakhouse? Chick-fil-A may be for quote-unquote traditional marriage, but you don't have to be breaded, fried, and wearing 3 pickles to know they're definitely not pro-life. Unless you admit that the pro-lifers are not really pro-life, they're pro-soul, and they don't believe that animals have souls. Otherwise, there'd only be vegans picketing Planned Parenthood, and Ronald McDonald would be known as Cow Hitler. Now, I'll admit, if I was a fetus, I'd probably be pro-life graffitiing the fuck out of my mom's womb. Be like, pro-life forever, motherfucker. Of course, that's not really an endorsement because in that scenario, I only have a fetus brain. And again, that's not necessarily a problem for the pro-lifers, seeing that a fetus brain is evidently all that's required to win the Republican primaries. In any case, it is true that to the average fetus brain, the pro-lifers must look like your BFFFFFFFF. Until that is, you come out of the womb and live long enough to get hit with a terminal illness. And then it's like, hey, maybe we should start seeing other people. Because that's when you find out that their definition of life has more to do with quantity of life than quality of life. And why? Because it's not really pro-life, it's pro-soul. Think about it. If a pet is suffering, you put it out of its misery. If your partner of 50 years is in agonizing pain and wants to die with dignity, well, boo fucking who. Should have thought about that before you chose to be born as the only link in the food chain with God's cell phone number. For the pro-life community, thou shalt not kill really only applies to those beings with souls who can't kill themselves. Otherwise, Old Yeller wouldn't have ended with us crying when young Travis Coates was forced to put down his best friend. It would have ended with us cheering when they put that dog-killing monster on trial and laughing while we watched that motherfucker fry. Too soon? Fair enough. My point is that it's not really pro-life, it's pro-soul. There's no need to have rational debate over what constitutes human identity. Just check their pulse. Memory? Cognizance? Pleasure? Who needs it? Ability? Agency? Consciousness? Overrated. To the pro-soulers, a vegetative state is just another day, and a living will is just a deposit on your condominium in Hell's Acres. To the pro-soulers, the ideal would be to hook us all up to machines at conception and keep our souls intact forever, which basically makes the Matrix pro-life softcore. Yes, the pro-soulers are not concerned with women's rights or even human rights. They're concerned with God's rights. In their eyes, it doesn't matter if you own your body because ultimately God owns your soul. And as long as they speak for God, they'll make your life as shitty or pretty as they want. And the only thing you're truly allowed to own is whatever child labor swag you can clutch in your greasy paws as you ride that last chili cheese fry to the pearly gates. If abortion opponents had any integrity, they'd be investing their money into developing an abortion procedure that preserves the health of both the woman and the fetus and an incubation process that simulates the womb. At that point, you could at least have an honest conversation about life, human rights, and the law. Instead, we're left entertaining a political argument revolving around a religious belief with no biblical origin as our elected representatives put forth yet another piece of legislation based on magic. Look, Ma, I'm not a congressman anymore. I'm a fucking wizard. With a fucking fetus brain. If you dig what I'm doing and you would like to help me keep on doing it, you got two options. You can share this video with others or click below the video to show me some love. Either one is greatly appreciated.